Today we're talking gratitude. Now, I developed a regular gratitude practice. At the start of this year, I did a lot of things at the start of this year actually. This year I intentionally wanted to try lots and lots of new things. So one of the many new things that I tried was to engage in regular routine acts of gratitude. So for me, after my swim, I usually stand in the bay, even when it's this cold, and think about all the things I'm grateful for. So once I'd established my regular practice of gratitude, I thought I'd look into it a little bit more. And what I found out was many things, which confirmed for me the reasons why I experience a greater sense of well-being when I regularly engage in acts of gratitude. So when we have thoughts of gratitude, when we intentionally practice gratitude in our minds and in our behaviours, our brains release serotonin and dopamine, which are the neurotransmitters associated with happiness, basically. So it stands to reason that it feels good to be grateful. So the other thing too about practicing gratitude is that what you're actually practicing is seeing the positives in situations. And so what that does is it actually creates new synapses between neurons, which in turn creates new neural pathways that are designed to recognise the positive or the good in any situation, which means you actually train your brain to become more aware and more astute when it comes to pulling positives out of any situation. So if you think of that in reverse, if you were to practice pulling out the negatives, but yes, we all know people that are radically negative, and it's an art form to be able to see the negative in everything, and likewise to be able to see the positive in everything. And so what they're finding is that daily acts of gratitude, like a gratitude journal or just a routine where you go through all that you're grateful for, it can be a really short practice, but there's evidence now to support that those regular practices of searching for the things you're grateful for in life actually increase your ability to just naturally see the positives in any situation. So another thing that I found during my little research around gratitude was that people who regularly express gratitude are more likely to engage in regular exercise as well, which I thought was interesting. People with a gratitude practice tended to have better sleep patterns than those that didn't. People that express gratitude on regular intervals tend to be more optimistic, which I thought was pretty cool. Another thing too that was really interesting was that people who engage in regular acts of gratitude tend to be more resilient, which makes sense because if you think about gratitude as a process of hardwiring your brain to see the good in any situation or to see the positives, that would have to help with problem solving and emotional regulation and resilience, because rather than focusing on what's going wrong, you tend to focus on the good or opportunity, which is obviously going to lend itself then to being a more resilient human. So for me, one of the most important reasons as to why we should have a regular practice of gratitude is because it gets us out of this deficit model of always feeling like we haven't got enough or always being in the pursuit of the next reward. Because if you think of humans, right, humans are future-orientated creatures, and what I mean when I say that is that we're always engaging in a task with an outcome in mind. So we're always walking somewhere, we're always driving somewhere, we're always cooking food with the interest of eating food. We're always engaged in these tasks that are outcome-based, and that outcome is always something in the future, which means it's really hard to be present and it's really hard to be reflective. And the thing with an intentional act of gratitude is it's like pulling the handbrake on, you just stop for a minute. And all this task-orientated behaviour that's always moving towards an outcome that invariably has some kind of reward stops. And for a minute you just reflect on what you've already got. Which means that right now in this moment everything's okay. And that's pretty cool, That's really cool. I'm grateful for so much today, and I'm really grateful for anyone that watched this video too. So my challenge is, just be really mindful about what you've got. Create some kind of regular practice of gratitude that you can engage in, and just sit back and witness the positive benefits. So stay awesome, people.